He knew that we had free breakfast today, and he might actually buy the place before we're all done. Ladies and gentlemen, billionaire Donald Trump. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Congratulations. The early polling from Dixville Notch, 170 miles from here, you wound up with 2 votes.
Okay.
But Kasich had 3 and Bernie had 4.
Yeah, but they spent a lot of time up there. I didn't. So I look at it.
So what do you think is going to happen today?
Well, I hope to have a victory, and I have no idea, but the polls are certainly good. I just don't know what the polls mean. We have tremendous crowds. Last night we had 5,000 people at the arena in a blizzard. I said, you know, who's going to come in this? We got in there with 5,000 people. We're doing really, look, we've bonded with the people of New Hampshire. I've been here so many times pre-politics. You know, I come here because I have a lot of friends that live up here, and it's one of the most beautiful parts of the country. And you know, I get along with the people very well, and I know the problems. And one of the big problems they have is the heroin problem, the drug problem, and we're going to solve it. We're going to build the wall. We're going to stop it up. We're going to have a border, and they're not going to have the problem anymore. But no politician's going to do that.
Well, you can tell that there are a number of people who like you because they're offering up their front yards as a place to put your signs.
There's a lot of signs out there.
Of course, a lot of people were critical of your ground game in Iowa. You put a lot more here into New Hampshire, haven't you?
Well, you know, in Iowa was interesting. Of course, you know, I did have about 4,000 or 5,000 votes stolen. I mean, these are minor details. If we start adding them up, Tucker, who knows? Could have been a much different sir. But I came in a very strong second. I've never done this before. And we were pretty happy in Iowa. You know, I had, I guess, 46,000 votes, which was more than anybody else in the history of the Republican caucus primary, except for the one. So we came in second, and I think we're going to do great here.
Well, yesterday, and Tucker pointed this out a couple of times, you know, you're trying to personally turn out the vote. Tucker, what were some of the things he reminded people?
I believe you said, even if your wife leaves you, even if you're in the hospital,
I said,
vote.
no matter what. In front of a lot of people last night, I said, if you're sick, if the doctor says you're not going to make it, if your wife tells you she's leaving you, she's fallen in love with another man, it doesn't make any difference. Go out and vote. Right? So it's a little bit.
So the other campaigns are saying you need to win by 30 points for it to be a real win.
Yeah, I know. Of course they're saying that. You know what? If I win by 1 point, I'm very happy. Okay, I just want to win. I just want to win.
You were at an event last night. You had somebody in the crowd actually had some colorful language regarding Ted Cruz. We're going to play a little snippet of this, and we actually bleeped out some parts.
Oh, okay. Some people, she just said a terrible thing. You know what she said? Shout it out, because I don't want to. Okay, you're not allowed to say, and I never expect to hear that from you again. She said, I never expect to hear that from you again. She said he's a. That's terrible. We were having a lot of fun, and I will say.
I don't even know what that meant.
No, it wasn't overly bad. And I have to tell you, the woman shouted. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. It was like a retweet. Right. So I would never say a word like that. So I just gave it to you.
You were quoting her.
By the way, can I tell you what? The audience went crazy, standing ovation. 5,000 people went nuts. They loved it. You know, we're having fun. And that's what I mean about being politically correct. Every once in a while you can have a little fun, don't you think?
Well, so a year ago you were in business, you're famous, but you were a TV guy. Right. And now it looks like you're on the cusp of winning the New Hampshire primary. Did you think you'd be here, and what have you learned?
Well, I came out, and, you know, they wanted to renew The Apprentice for 2 more years. Steve Burke came up from Comcast, and he wanted me to do it. And I said, I'm running, you know, I'm going to run for president. I think that was a couple of months before I actually made the decision. I'll tell you what, honestly, when I was standing on that escalator with my wife, I was almost saying, I looked down, I've never seen so many cameras as I saw it that morning, June 16th. And I said, wow, this is tough. You know, it takes guts to run for president. And I just took a deep breath. I said, let's go, let's do it. And we're going to make America great again. You know, my whole theme is make America great again. As far as did I think I'd be here? Probably not to this extent. I didn't think I'd have leads like I have. You know, the poll just came out by NBC, and I have like a 15, 16-point lead nationally. It just came out 20 minutes ago. I would have assumed I'd be somewhere in the pack, and maybe you inch it out at the end, which is more traditional. So I'm very happy. I'm very honored. But the country wants to see smart decisions. They want to see smart people. They want to see, you know, it's very simple. They want to see America be made great again. They want to see victories. We don't have victories anymore. When was the last time we won something? We lose on trade. We lose to ISIS. Our military can't beat ISIS. We can't do anything right. And if you look at the deals, health care is a disaster. Obamacare is a disaster. We'll repeal it and replace it with something so good. But our country doesn't have victories anymore.
Well, I tell you what, according to the polls, it doesn't look like Hillary Clinton's going to wind up with a victory here in New Hampshire tonight. ultimately, you would like to square off against her because you believe she's going to be the party's nominee because the other guy's a socialist. But why is Hillary targeting Marco Rubio and not you?
Because she doesn't want to run against me. You know, it's very interesting. Chuck Todd on NBC said, Hillary doesn't want to run against this one or that one, but she wants to run against Trump. I said, when they say they want to run against you, that means they don't want to run against you. Look,
Hillary, psychology.
Hillary, in all fairness, got a dose of Trump 2 weeks ago when she called me sexist, okay? And I know, look, I know many people in her campaign. The last person she wants to run against is me because I just would love to run against her. I don't know that she's going to get the chance. I mean, she's got a lot of problems.
Has she called you sexist since?
No. In fact, they don't even mention my name.
What about,
that was a very tough evening they had, believe me.
What about what Madeleine Albright said a couple of days ago out on the stump, that there's a special place in hell for women who don't support Hillary?
I thought that was so disgusting. I thought that was a disgusting. I've never been a big fan of hers to start off with. I thought that was one of the most disgusting statements, the way she said that. So she should be ashamed of herself, and she should apologize.
So you're not going to say that men have an obligation to vote for you?
But can you imagine if I said what Madeleine Albright, it would be like... And with her,
that men should be ashamed if they don't vote for you?
Well, you could almost say that. Yeah, wouldn't that be an interesting... Let's think about that one, right? We might get away with it.
You never know. We're in a diner. Have you had breakfast?
No, I haven't.
All right. Sue?
Yes?
Donald Trump wants breakfast. What do you want?
Just tell me, who are you voting for? See?
America.
I love her.
She said she's voting for America.
Make it 2 eggs over tremendous, okay?
I love her. And she's seen everybody come in.
Yeah.
They've all seen Sue. But I walked in, she said, Mr. Trump, I'm voting for you. Right. That's why I asked the question. You think I would have asked that question if I didn't?
All right.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Thank you, Sue.
Trump. Good to see you.
All right.